Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time of watching my video, this is Reggie School of Fashion. In today's video, I will be showing you guys how to construct a trouser slant side pocket. In the course of this tutorial, you will be learning the secrets and tips that goes into making a neat and perfect slant side pocket. So guys, consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't, so that you will receive regular notifications whenever I release a new video just like this. Because on this channel, I upload fashion designing content regularly for both male and female, using pattern drafting, which is the world standard method in clothing construction. Are you guys ready? Let's go. In constructing a side slant pocket, I will be making use of the front panel of trousers we cut out in one of my previous videos. In case you don't know how to draft pattern for a male corporate trousers, I have a well-detailed tutorial on how to draft pattern for a male corporate trousers. In this tutorial, you will get to learn how to draft the front and the back panel of a male corporate trousers, how to construct the back panel in such a way it will cover up the back, that is the buttocks, and every other important information you need to learn in making a male corporate trousers. The video has been linked up in the description area, so make sure you watch this video after watching this current one. In constructing a trouser pocket comes in different designs. Your pocket design can be a straight form, it can be a slant form, and it can be a curved form. But in this tutorial, I will be focusing on the slant side pocket on trousers. And also, I have a well-detailed tutorial on how to construct a side pocket or how to attach a straight side pocket on a trousers. The video has been linked up in the description area as well. If you're interested in making a straight side pocket, make sure you check the description area for the link to the video. So now the first step is to fuse the front panel of the trousers. Don't forget, I have the front panels with me, which are two pieces. Okay, we have both front and the back panels cut out in the previous video. The pocket has to be attached on the front panel. So here is the center of the trousers, and this is the side of the trousers. The pocket has to fall on the side of the trousers, so which is also called an outseam. This side is the outseam and the center is the inseam. Now I have my fusible interfacing cut out. I have two pieces, one for each pieces of the panel. Okay, so I'll be fusing this along this side, and the measurement I cut out for the fusible interfacing is 8 inches by 3.5 inches. So here is the length. The length is 8 inches and the width is 3.5 inches. Okay, so on the waistline, I will make sure this align. It's aligned on the waistline like so. I'm fusing this on the wrong side of the trousers, not on the right side. So here is my wrong side. This is the chalked part, and for the second piece, here is the wrong side. So which means I position the two pieces right side facing each other. So I will place this like so, and I will take this to my ironing board and give it a good press, so which will help this to fuse together with the fabric. I will apply this to this piece, and I will apply the second fusible interfacing on the second piece like so, and I'll be back to show you the next step. Now I have my fusible interfacing fused together with the front trousers, as you can see, on both pieces. So this is one piece and this is the other piece. So now the next step is to create the pocket opening. The pocket opening has to be created on the outseam of the trousers, which is this side. Okay, so in creating the pocket opening, I will be measuring out the measurement for pocket opening. The standard measurement for pocket opening is 7 inches, but I don't usually use the 7 inches. I prefer using 6.5 inches. So from the waist point, which is here, I will be measuring 7 inches, and at the end of the day I will have 6.5 inches for my pocket opening. This is because I've added half of an inch on the waistline, which I'll be using in attaching the band. So from this point I will measure 7 inches downward, and I will mark the point, so which is here. Then I will make sure the 2 pieces of trousers I have with me here align properly, and I'll place a notch on that point. So with the help of the notches I have here, then I will place a notch on the pocket opening point. So notching means cutting a little, just a little, like 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so the next step is to insert 2 inches on the waist point. On the waistline, from the outseam area, I will place the tip of my measuring tape on that point. Then I will measure 2 inches inward. Now, having 2 inches here means my pocket will be 1.5 inches slant, because I have half of an inch by the side already, which I'll be using in joining the front and the back panels together. After joining, I'll be left with 1.5 inches. So that was why I measured 2 inches. Okay, so this 2 inches point will be connected to the 7 inches point, like so. So, or better still, I will place a notch on that point, the 2 inches point. Holding the 2 pieces together, I placed a notch. So then I'll be folding on the notch point here and at the lower part. So I will have it like so, and I'll give it a press. So this has to be done on both pieces. So I'll be giving it a good press downward. Like so. Then I can easily hold the second piece and fold it the same way. Like so. Okay, then I'll give it a good press in order to have it flat like this. You can see what I'm having on the right side. This is not on a straight line, but the pocket opening is slant. Okay, then I can just open this up. This is optional. You can decide to leave it, or you can decide to trim it off. So that is the remaining part I have here. I will just leave it like so. Then I will give the pocket opening a good press in order to bring out the shape properly. So guys, I've ironed out the pocket opening, and this is what I have after pressing. You can see this is the wrong side now, and this is the right side. You can see how neat and flat it looks. So now the next step is to attach the pocket bag. When making a trousers pocket, a pocket bag is needed. So this is what I'll be using for my pocket bag. Okay, and the standard measurement for pocket bag is 14 inches by 14 inches wide opened. When you have it open like so, the width will be 14 inches and the length will be 14 inches. But because I don't want this pocket to be too deep, and also it is a corporate trousers, I'm reducing this measurement to 13 inches by 13 inches. So here I have 13 inches for the width and I have 13 inches for the depth. Then on fold, I will have 6.5 inches by 13 inches. So the width will be 6.5 inches and the depth will be 13 inches. So 2 of this is needed for each of the panels. 1 for this panel and 1 for this panel. So now we'll be focusing on 1 of the panel. So here I have the pocket bag. Then I will be needing what I called the pocket bag facing. You can see I cut out 2 of these. 1 is going for each pocket bag. 1 for this pocket bag and 1 for the other pocket bag. So why do I need this facing? Facing is needed because of 2 reasons. The first reason is to cover up the opening of the pocket. By the time I finish constructing the pocket, I will not be seeing the white fabric inside my pocket. This will cover up that side. So anybody that look through into my pocket, or even myself, I will only be seeing this. So it will not be obvious I use different fabric for the pocket bag. The second reason is, you can see I've taken away from the measurement of the front panel. I have to return this back and it will be returned through the pocket bag. And you can see this side is not strong enough like this. In order to make this side strong so that it will not be squeezing after putting on the trousers, I need to support that area with a facing. So that is the 2 main reasons for adding facing to a pocket bag, most especially if you are making use of the slant pocket. If you are constructing a straight side pocket, you don't need this step. So now I have 2 pieces, and because we are focusing on one side of the trousers, the same method goes for the 2 sides of the trousers. So I'll be keeping 1 piece aside and we will focus on 1 piece. Okay, so now I have 1 piece of the front panel, 1 piece for the pocket bag, and I have 1 piece for the facing. So the next step is to attach the pocket bag together with the trousers. Anytime you are attaching pockets, always have it at the back of your mind that the pocket bag is coming to the wrong side of the trousers, like so. Okay, the pocket bag is coming to the wrong side of the trousers. So here I don't have wrong or right side for my pocket bag. I will just have to choose one side as the wrong side. So I'll be choosing this side as the wrong side. So anytime I'm making use of the wrong side, I will let you know that this is the wrong side. So I'm just putting this mark so that I will know this myself. So now I will be positioning my pocket bag like so. I open up the pocket bag, as you can see. Don't forget this was on fold like so. So I open it up, and what you are seeing at the upper part is the wrong side. So this is the wrong side. The right side is facing, so the right side is facing the table, okay, and I have the wrong side chalked like so. Then here is my trousers. Then I will open up the folded side. That is the part I ironed inward. I will open it like so. Then I will pick one side of this. So the arrangement is with the right side of the pocket bag facing the right side of the trousers. You can see what I'm having. Right side facing the right side. Then make sure your pocket bag gets to the waistline. So after aligning it like so, then I will pin the 2 together. So I'll secure the 2 pieces together. Okay, so here I have the line which I ironed inward. You can see the traces of the line is here, so that is the part I ironed inward. So now I'll be stitching along this line, not on this line but before this line. Before I'm talking about is towards the house seam. Here is a house seam. If I'm tracing this forward like so, it's going to be before this line. Okay, so before this line I'll be stitching and I'll be moving this away like 1/8 of an inch. Why do I need to do this? This is because I want my white pocket bag to be hidden completely inside the trousers. I don't want it to show at all. Okay, but if you stitch yours on this line after constructing your pocket, this part, that is if you are using different fabric, it will be showing on the outside of the trousers. So in order to hide the pocket bag permanently, I will not be stitching on that iron outline. It will be before that part. So now I'll be taking this to my sewing machine and I will stitch it downward. Now I'll be stitching along this side before the folded line. As you can see, make sure you have a very straight seam around here because this is what determines the shape of your pocket opening. If you know you don't have a straight seam yet, make sure you mark your seam allowance, okay, so that you will have a perfect straight seam. So like 1/8 of an inch is okay from this line. From this line, that is the folded point, just measure 1/8 forward. If you don't know where 1/8 is on your measuring tape, watch my video on how to read the measuring tape perfectly for pattern drafting. So it is a well-detailed tutorial that explains how you can locate every values you come across on your measuring tape. The video has been linked up in the description area below. So after stitching, this is what I have. You can see the seam falls before the folded line. So here is the seam and this is the folded line. So the next step is to top stitch, and I'll be opening this up like so. You can see here is the pocket bag and this is the trousers and this is the seam allowance. So I will fold the seam allowance to fall on the pocket bag like so. And I will secure it down with my sewing pin. Then I will be applying a top stitch at this side. Okay, this is a seam allowance, so I'll be applying a top stitch at this edge downward. So this will hold the seam allowance in place. So after top stitching, this is what I have on the wrong side. Then on the right side, I have something like this. Then I will flip the pocket bag to the wrong side of the trousers like so. So you can see what I'm having. So the pocket opening is properly covered up. The white fabric is not showing on the right side. So then I will take this to my ironing board. I will give it a press once again. I'll press it down, after which I will apply a top stitch in order to hold this together. You can see they are not together. So in order to hold this together and also to design the pocket opening, I will apply a stitch. This can be a decorative stitches if you don't mind, and you can maintain a straight stitch. So I will stitch all the way down after giving it a press. Now I've given this a good press as I said earlier, so I will proceed in top stitching on the pocket opening. You can see I have my markings on the pocket opening area because I want to have a perfect straight seam, and make sure you do the same when you are making yours, because this is the part that will be showing on the right side of the trousers. You have to make this look neat as much as possible. From the edges, which is the pocket opening point, I measured 1/4 forward, that is 0.25. okay, so that is the markings I have on the trousers. So now I'll be applying a decorative stitches for mine. If you don't have a decorative stitches functions, just go for a straight stitches. So you can see what I have on the pocket opening after applying a decorative stitches. You can see how beautiful it looks and how neat it is on the wrong side. Okay, so this is settled, and the next step is to proceed in finishing the pocket bag. So now in finishing the lower part of the pocket bag, you can see I have the pocket bag opened. It has to be unfolded like so. So after folding, this is what I will be having on my trousers. You can see what is now showing outside is the pocket bag, which is a white color. So that was why I cut out the facing, which I'll be using in covering this part up. So don't worry, I will explain how I cut this out. So you can see what I have after placing it like so, and I return this back to this side. Me looking at it, nobody will notice I have white fabrics inside the pocket. So by the time I insert my hand inside the pocket, I will still be having this on the right side. So which means before closing the lower part of the pocket bag, I will be stitching this to the other side of the pocket bag. So, and this has to be on the right side. So in cutting out facing for the pocket bag, I measured 5 inches at the upper part. So that is for the width. Then for the length, I measured 8 inches. Okay, so after measuring 8 inches, then at the lower part I measured 1 inch. You can see what I have. Then I connected the 2 points together. That is why I'm having it slant like so, but this side is on a straight line. Okay, so this part is on a straight line while this side is slant. So from here to here is 5 inches, then from here to here is 1 inch. I connected the 2 points together. Then from this point to this point is 8 inches, and I cut it out. So that is why I'm having the shape like so. And when you are cutting this, make sure you cut the 2 pieces together at the same time, and the positioning is right side facing the right side. This is very important. If you are trying to manage your fabric in which you have to cut the 2 pieces separately, after cutting one, then you use the one you've cut out as template to cut the second one, and make sure you position it right side facing the right side. If your fabric has no right or wrong side, make sure at that point you indicate one side to be the wrong side, because if you don't position your fabric properly, the two facing will only work for one side of the trousers. Okay, so now I'll be placing my like so, edges to edges, then the waistline aligning together, then the lower part. You can see what I have. I will just fold this inward like so. That is the lower part, and this side as well, I will fold it inward like 1/4 of an inch. So after stitching all around, this is what I have. You can see this is the inside of the pocket, this is the facing, this is the right side of the facing, and this is the wrong side of the pocket bag. So the next step is to finish the lower part of the pocket bag. So now I will be having my pocket like so. You can see. So can you see what I have? So I'll be having the same fabric on the inside and outside of the pocket. When finishing the lower part of the pocket bag, always have it at the back of your mind that the right side of the fabric is what will be showing inside the pocket. So because of this, I'll be stitching this right side facing the right side instead of the regular wrong side facing the wrong side. So this is going to be right side facing the right side in order to finish this hoop. Then I'll be applying a curvy effect from this point. So this is where the facing stops. You can see the facing I have here. So this is where it stops. So from where the facing stops, from here, so that is where I'll be applying a curvy effect to get to this point. And because I have to stitch this, I will add half of an inch to that. So which means from the point where the facing stops at the lower part, I will measure half of an inch downward. So which is here. Okay, so here also, so that is the lower part of the pocket bag. I will measure half of an inch upward. Then I'll be connecting the 2 points together in a curvy manner. So now I'll be stitching along the shape I have, like so. The half of an inch point I measured downward from this point, I took it forward by half of an inch as well. So guys, this is what I have after stitching the lower part of the pocket. I did mine this way because I don't want the seam allowance to fall inside the pocket. But if you don't mind making your seam allowance to fall inside the pocket, you can fold the pocket bag wrong side facing the wrong side. I position mine right side facing the right side. Okay, so the next step is to top stitch on the pocket bag before trimming off the seam allowance. This is the positioning of my pocket bag, so I'll be sending the seam allowance underneath the pocket bag like so. So I'll open it up, then send it downward like so. So I'll be doing this on the right side inside the pocket. You can see what I'm doing. So guys, when constructing a male corporate trousers, the beauty of the trousers begins from how you construct the pocket. Okay, so you have to pay a closer attention to this part when you are making yours. So make sure you take your time when constructing the pocket. So guys, I've top stitched on the right side, as you can see. So the next step is to trim off the excess I have around here. So when you are top stitching, it is not necessary you stitch up to this point. Okay, it might not be that easier to take it to this point. Just stop at any point you find it convenient for you. Okay, so the pocket is ready. As you can see, the last step is to stitch this down so that it can stay in its position. So here is the pocket, here is the trousers. This is another important aspect I'll be showing you guys. Don't forget, when I started this tutorial, I measured 2 inches inward on the front panel, which I folded inward. So the 2 inches has to be returned back to this side. So from this edge, I will measure 2 inches inward. So I will mark the point, then I will place the pocket opening point on the 2 inches point like so. So here is the 2 inches point which I marked on the pocket bag. So the pocket opening point has to fall on that point. So then I will secure this point together with my sewing pin. So with this, no shortage of measurements. The 2 inches taken away, the 2 inches I took away from the front panel has been returned back from the pocket bag. So now I have my pocket. So the last step is to stitch on this point. I'll be closing this point. Then the lower part of the pocket opening, that is the pocket opening point, which is 7 inches. I will be locking that point also in order to hold this and this together, the front panel and the pocket bag, in order to hold the point together and also stabilize the pocket inside the trousers. So I'll be stitching on the 7 inches point, that is a notch point, and also at the upper part I'll be stitching as well. So I'll pick the stitching from here and I will stop at the center of the pocket bag. So this is the point where the pocket bag stops. So I will stitch like so. I will stop here, but when I get to this area, I will make sure I lock the stitches properly. At the lower part as well, I will lock the stitches. So now I'm stitching the upper part of the pocket bag together with the trousers. So make sure you are stitching very close to the waist point so that your seam will not be showing after finishing the upper part of the trousers. So now I'll be closing the lower part as well. But at the lower part, I will be applying the decorative stitches I have on the pocket opening. So guys, this is the final look of our side slant pocket. As you can see, it's looking neat and beautiful. This is the pocket opening. Okay, this is the inside of the pocket. And this is the outside of the pocket, okay, which is the wrong side of the trousers. You can see how beautiful and neat it looks. Thank you guys for watching this video to the end. If you find this video helpful in one way or the other, kindly give it a thumbs up and also remember to subscribe to my channel so that you won't miss out any of my valuable content. Till we meet next time, when I will be dropping another valuable content from my wealth of knowledge. Always do remember, there is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs.